Good morning, students. So, today I am again back with a new way of teaching, that is, to teach you in a conventional manner exactly as I teach you in the class. Though it is an online way of teaching map work, which is a very important and significant thing which you have to do for your geography classes, but I have tried to slim down the gap between the online and offline classes. So, let us begin with the map work of India today. So here we go with our map work for India, and today we are going to learn about the rivers of India. Let us begin from the rivers of the north. The first river is River Indus, starting from a glacier to the south of Mount Kailash. The river Indus enters India from here, moves towards the northwest, passes through Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh before it enters into Pakistan, turns south and flows for a considerable period in Pakistan and falls into the Arabian Sea. It makes a delta over here and falls into the Arabian Sea. Next is another very important river of India, which is the river Ganges. The river Ganga or the Ganges starts from Gomukh in the Himalayas and flows through parts of Uttaranchal before entering Uttar Pradesh, flows towards the south, then turns towards the east, flowing across the state of Bihar, Bengal, and then turns south and enters Bangladesh before falling into the Bay of Bengal and making a large delta, which is the Sundarban Delta. Another equally important river is the Brahmaputra. Starting from Tibet, here it is known as the Sangpo. Flows towards the east and then turns towards the south, flows through a considerable area of Assam and then enters Bangladesh, where it is known as the river Jamuna. It meets the river Ganga and makes the largest river delta, which is the Sundarban Delta, found in the southern part of Bangladesh and parts of Bengal. So, these are the three important rivers of the northern part of India. Before we go towards the south and mark the rivers, let us mark the rivers which we have just now featured. This is River Indus. This is how you are going to write River Ganga, and here we have River Brahmaputra. Here we have a small lake which is known as the Lake Sambhar. This is in the state of Rajasthan, where it is known for inland drainage. It's a salt lake, and it is here that a large amount of salt is extracted from, because it forms a salt pan. So these are the few most important rivers of northern India. They are perennial rivers, that is, they have got water throughout the year. These rivers are very significant because they form the Gangetic and the Indo-Gangetic plain, that is Indus, Ganga and the river Brahmaputra. Let us now move to the southern part of India. So this is the southern part of India, and we are going to mark the rivers which are very important in the Deccan Plateau or the southern part of India. From the river Narmada. The river Narmada starts from Amarkantak and flows towards the west and falls into the Arabian Sea. So after you mark the river, you write the name of the river, that is River Narmada. Next is the river Mahanadi, which starts from Chhattisgarh, moves towards the north, turns east and then turns south before joining the Bay of Bengal in the east. So here we have the river Mahanadi, which drains most parts of Chhattisgarh and Orissa. Another very important river of the south is the river Godavari. Starting from the Sahyadris or the Western Ghats, it flows towards the east and falls into the Bay of Bengal, making a large delta. So here we have the river Godavari crossing across large areas of Maharashtra and Telangana. Next we have the river Krishna. This river also originates from the Western Ghats or the Sahyadris, flows through Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and joins the Bay of Bengal in the east, forming a large delta before it empties itself into the Bay of Bengal. The last one over here is the river Kaveri. It also originates from the hills of the Sahyadris, flows through areas of Kerala, Karnataka, parts of Puducherry and joins the Bay of Bengal. So here we have the river Kaveri. Here river Krishna. Here we have an important lagoon which is known as the Lake Chilka. Lake Chilka or Lake Chilika. Here we have the Arabian Sea, which is found on the western coast of the country India. Here we have in the east another important sea which is known as the Bay of Bengal. It is deeper compared to the Arabian Sea. That is why most of the cyclones occur in the Bay of Bengal. And to the south, we have the Indian Ocean. No ocean in the world is named after a country, but The Indian Ocean is the only ocean which is named after our country, India. So these are the water bodies which you are supposed to mark in the southern part of India for our map work. Thank you, students. So today I have taken a new way of reaching out to you, that is the map work, exactly as I do it in class. If you like the way I have taught you today, give a thumbs up, and if you want any kind of an improvisation, please write to me in the comment section below. So that is what we have in time for today. Thank you.